Do we have any questions?
I hope I can say this in the right way. When you're designing something, perhaps particularly when you're doing it for a national brand, how much does commercialism enter into the discussion? Does the carpet company come to you and say, I want you to design something really wonderful that I can sell 100,000 of? Or is it enough to have your name on it and say, this is an example of something truly unique, maybe we'll only sell 3, but it's worth it just to have it? Did I make that clear, sort of?
Yes. You want to go?
I feel when I'm working for, like, say for Patrick Martin or Schumacher, I want the product to sell. So I am thinking about, not just, I'm thinking about what I like and what and my needs are, but I'm also thinking about what colors I think will sell, colors that I like. I mean, I'm trying to be true to myself with all this, but I want to be asked back again for the next collection too. So it's, and the bottom line is they want to sell. I mean, that's why they're asking me. So it's, I can do something very esoteric, but if it doesn't move, it's, so there has to be, there's a fine line there, but I do think I have to weigh on the side of commercialism.
Well, I think that the name attached to the product is very important. And after years working in the industry, people recognize it, people look at it, and they say, well, I would like to buy this item. I would like to buy this carpet. In terms of the design that you do, thinking that it's going to make money, no. I don't think that you can design thinking of money. I think you design in terms of what you feel is the right thing to design, and then if it sells, sells. If it doesn't sell, well, too bad. But the question is, you have to start by saying, I want you to look at this. And that's how they see it. That's how I present it to Stark and how I present it to other companies, showing them my ideas. And then they have to decide the marketing.
How did your book deals come about? And then the second part of that is, has it changed how you're perceived in the market? Has it made you more successful? And are you planning more books?
I want to be.
Okay. With the book, my book deal, I had the idea of doing a book, and luckily I was put in the hands of an agent called Jill Cohen. And Jill is, that was the best thing that happened to me. Jill, she took my ideas, she was realistic about them, she knew what the market was looking for, she was able to corral me into one corner with what I was thinking. And
and the Oscars, they're
so she was able to put a package together, and she knows everybody in the industry, so she took it to Montoya Press, and they took it right away. So she didn't go further than that. But I think it's good. I think the book is important presentation now. I think it's a selling tool. I think it's something that defines us, and and it gives us a chance to control how we're perceived out there, because we do have more control over that than we do other editorial issues and publications.
I think that books are your portfolio. It's basically the years of work that you have done, and is represented well. And from the very beginning of my career, I made sure that the projects were photographed well by photographers, that they had something to say. So most of the 2 books that I had or have had done, they have represented a great deal of business for me. Why? Because if you are in Qatar, what do you send? A bunch of pictures? No, you send the books, and the books are basically the opening presentation card for the client. And they have given me business, and I hope they continue doing it. To question one of the questions that were made, am I writing another book? Yes, but this book is different. This book is about the gardens. I have a house in the country which I enjoy very much doing gardening. So it will be the Four Seasons. It's coming out in September, published by Montoya Press.
So say you have a portfolio of drawings of furniture lines that you'd like to do, and you have a bunch of images to go toward fabric designs, and you have the beginning of a fabric collection in mind, and you have a lot of these things, and they're sitting at home at your computer. How do you get someone's attention? How do you get in the room with them and get them to run with your idea? It's really hard.
Well, I think with me, with Schumacher, when I got that commission, I think it was because a lot of it had to do with my relationships with Schumacher before over the years, that I had a steady, long relationship with them. So when, in fact, they came to me to do it, but I probably could have gone to them and said, let's do a fabric collection, and they know me as being responsible and not a screamer, and so I'd be easy to work with, and also I had gotten some press, so that helps a bit, because you need to generate. They need to know that you're going to generate some market value when they do this. But if you're dealing with showrooms, if showrooms that if it could be smaller showrooms, I would approach whoever you're doing business with and start there, and because they'll be the most receptive. There's a lot of people out there with good ideas. You have to go to them with a story. It's what you have to do with editors too. You have to build the story, and you have to tell them, okay, I have a lot of nice drawings, but why are they nice? Why are they different from what else is on the market? What do you have to offer that another designer doesn't have? You have to make it attractive. You have to build it up. You have to sell it. So I think that's so I would tap the people you know first, but I would think about what's the strength of your collection versus everything else out there, and why they should invest in it.
I agree.
When you designed your collection, did you have something in mind, like a theme in mind that you brought to Schumacher, or did they give you the essence of what you were going to be doing?
Schumacher has a fairly well-developed art department, and when I did the carpets with Patterson from Martin, I came up with the idea of that I was doing ironwork that I found in Ireland, photographs and drawings that I had, and I was going to transfer those designs into carpets, and that was the first collection was based on ironwork from Irish houses and buildings that I'd seen. With the fabric collection, I pretty much went in with my favorite colors and just kind of fabrics I wasn't finding on the market. I mean, I think that Juan hit on that before. I mean, so much of it, when you're presenting something, you have to give something that's not there already, not just another fabric, not just another, three-print Indian pattern, but you have to come up with something that's different. And what's missing in the market? What am I not finding when I'm shopping for my clients? Is there a certain kind of fabric, certain scale? And so I went with that, and then it just started developing. But they're great to work with, and they're very receptive to ideas. I had other things. I had boxes of old quilts that I found. So for stripes, I had some drawings that I'd saved from even back when I was in FIT. I save everything. That's one of my bums, and it's and documents and books. And I came in with suitcases full of things to show them, and we started building it from there.
Well, the basic thing is that companies know your name, and they look for you because of your name. Then they start finding out exactly what you're doing in terms of the collection. So if it's fabrics, they will look at the sketches that you have done and develop those sketches in order to make it a collection. For instance, for the fabric line, we came up with the idea of the summer look. So the summer look are cottons. They're not silks, they're cottons. They're some cashmere. But in a way, it's how you perceive it. And you, through a discussion of how this collection is going to develop, you learn, you go back to the drawing board, And it goes on and on and on until you come out with a product. So it starts with the point that the people are looking for what you can offer as a designer. They know your name, they ask you questions, and see what you can bring. And that's the beginning. And then you work on the specifics. What is this for? What is the aim? What are you doing it for? And within your style, the way you see things, that's how the collection develops.
How important do you feel your education was at specifically interior design school that shaped your career and helped you in branding? And also, do you look in that in people that you hire? Is that something that's crucial for you?
I think it's very important. I think education is an exercise, and the talent is there, but it's developed. So when you go to school, sort of, it's like you are learning a language. When you learn a language, you go through a process. It makes you secure, makes you determined. Even when you go out of school, it still is a learning process, but the bases are there. So I think that that's very important that you bring into the industry. Where do you went to school? What is your forte? What is the things that you are best? And when you develop that, then you proceed through life.
For me, FIT, when I went to FIT, I was totally raw. I knew nothing. FIT has a portfolio review. It's a state university, but you have to go by present a portfolio. And I came down, took the bus into New York, and I was only doing photographs then, and some sketches I could draw, but they were pretty primitive. And so I mounted this portfolio, and I saw these people coming in with mechanical drawings and models, and I'm thinking, oh God, I'm going to take the bus back. This is all over already. I'm going to take that American Airlines job now. So I'm getting defeated by it, and I see the teachers, they're going through the portfolios, and they're looking, and they're pointing to mine, and so they call, whose portfolio is this? And I go walking up, and he said, your portfolio is weak, but we see something here. We're going to take a chance on you. So for me, after that, going to FIT and everything I learned, it was the most valuable thing. And I do sum up future employees by, are they taking the effort to go to school? Are they taking the effort to learn all the basics, the floor plans, to be able to read, to draw? And as I said, there's no shortcuts, and I can tell right then who's serious and who's not.
I was recently looking at submitting for publication and stuff, and this person I was working with was going to submit me to trad design, but then she said a lot of your photographs have already been out there, not published, but on my website. And she said that, I don't know if you can answer this question, but that's a big body of my work. It's already been on my website, so now I'm kind of stuck. Is that true? You can't submit to a publication if it's already been seen on your website, your work? Do you know what I'm talking about? You must know.
Yes.
Well, there's these rules you hear, they come and go as far as what magazines will take. And for a while there, if you had a book or anything was in a book, then they wouldn't take that project. There's a fine line there. If they want it, they're going to take it. Also keep in mind, a magazine will sell 800,000 copies. How many people have seen your website? It's not.
I didn't think it was.
I mean, if there's something that's coming up, I would take it off your website until I see it. So they don't go to your website and then see it. I would just take it off for a little while. I don't think it's going to. If they really want it, then they're going to take it.
Okay, thank you.
I just want to add that it's also the extent of the amount of photographs that you put in your website. Usually the website, you don't want to put a very long project with every single detail. You pick up things that they are important, and then you go into the next, into the next, into the next, because people don't have that amount of time to just look at every single thing. They're going to look at the impact, how it's done, how the website is done, how it's constructed, how it's built, and how easy it's to get to. So what I'm saying in relation to your question is that maybe the project that you have put in has a lot of more photographs. So when you present it to a client, to an editor, you can say, you know, I just put this here or put that there, but the real story is much bigger. So I think that that's one of the cases. And again, you know, if I have a project that I want to publish, I never put it in the website because, yes, there is a risk. Because they're going to ask you, has it been published? No, but it was in my website. Well, they already saw it somehow. And that's the impression. But if the product is strong and is really, really interesting, I don't think that that's going to be a hindrance.
Can I add something? One of the problems that we're all facing when you have your work on your portfolio is that bloggers can pick it up and take it off your, and that's where the problem is, when you start getting people taking things that you don't know about and they're posting it on theirs and it's going around, and I mean, that's where you have to